Dora, and I'm Boo. Do you like exploring? Yo también. Will you
Oh, hey, have you guys seen Amos?
No.
Well, do you have any idea where he'd be?
There are lots of places.
Well, if you guys see him, will you let me...
Like the forest, or in the garden, or some mountain.
Have you guys seen Amos?
Nope, what?
Him and I were supposed to record our Twilight Princess series today, but I can't find him anywhere.
I'm pretty sure he went home for the weekend.
Oh, really? Alright, well, thanks guys, I'll see you later.
What?
Hey, do you guys want to record Shovel Knight?
No can do, Blondie. Christian and I are leaving for the weekend. Have fun. Don't party too hard.
Oh. Okay. Now what am I gonna do? I know! What's up YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Murph Dat Gaming, and also welcome to the first top 10 on this channel, or I guess I should say the top 17. If you haven't been able to tell from the title, this is going to be about every single Zelda game that's canon, that is. Also, I would like to say that this is the first time that I've shown my face on this channel since the Vanish video. You all saw that video, right? Everybody did. Right? Right? Well, anyway, before we start the video, I would like to say that this is my opinion, and only my opinion, and everyone's opinion is going to be different. So, just keep that in mind whenever you watch this video, and if you want to share your own opinion, just put it down in the comments. With all that said, let's go ahead and start the video. I've played and beaten every single Zelda game, and I would definitely play them all again. I can also tell you anything about any of them. But there are some games that just aren't as good as others, and at the bottom of the totem pole, it's Four Swords. The concept was pretty cool, but this is not only an expensive game to play, but also a difficult one to find after they removed it from the eShop. I was finally able to play this game on an emulator with my lovely girlfriend, and like I said, I had fun playing it, but it wasn't very satisfying to play. At all. The story was very weak, and you could literally beat the game in an hour. The dungeons were pretty weak too, if you could even call them that. I mean, I guess you could, but they had really simple puzzles. They weren't that fun to play, and maybe this game is more fun for a player. I don't know. I just know that this game is not the best in my opinion. There are so many games, and I love them all so much, but some of them just don't have a lot of things to do in them. I give you the Phantom Hourglass. There were only two things I liked out of this game that kept it from getting 17, lineback and the controls, but these two things could not get this game out of the hole. Imagine you were playing an amazing game like Wind Waker, and all of a sudden Nintendo's like, hey, we're making a direct sequel to that amazing game. And then what do? They take everything great about Wind Waker and throw it off a cliff. This game was so boring to me, and I couldn't wait to get it done. The bosses were okay, and lineback was awesome, but the dungeons and design are just flat out terrible, and the game is super easy. Oh, and don't even get me started on the Temple of the Ocean King. I hated having to repeatedly go back through the same exact thing over and over and over again. The music's alright if you're talking about Lineback's theme, but other than that song, the rest is pretty boring. In fact, if Lineback wasn't even in this game, I might, just maybe, never play this game again. But I don't know, maybe I'm being too hard on it. It was a pretty cute story, it just doesn't stand very well to its predecessor. Oh boy, here we go. First let me say that this is not a bad game, but it is a very, very, very hard game. Of course, I'm talking about The Adventure of Link. When I first started playing Zelda games, I thought there was never going to be a chance where I played this game, but I fought it out and I beat it. Now the reason it's towards the bottom of the list is mainly because of the difficulty. Did I have fun playing it? Yes. Will I play this game again? Yes. Will I play this game again soon? No. This game made me so mad that I had to take chill breaks just to keep from snapping my friend's neck. The enemies in this game were impossible to hit, but the story was a little bit more developed than the original. Still a solid game, just very, very difficult. Please don't hate me, but number 14, it's the original Legend of Zelda. Yet again, please know that because it's low on the list does not mean I hate the game, because I love all of these games and will definitely play them again at some point, but this game is just not one of my favorites. When it comes to story, this is the game that started it all, but there wasn't much of a story at the time. But something I do love about these games is the fact that you can go wherever you want and explore. I love that about the game. It's not as difficult once you do some exploring and get some of the items, but this game is so much fun and very satisfying to beat. But it's just not one of my favorites. I hope they stick to the same format as they did in this game in the new upcoming Zelda game for the Wii U. At number 13 is Four Swords Adventures. The first time I played this game, a friend offered to play it with me because it was multiplayer and it was also their first Zelda game they'd ever played. So we got out all the GameCube controllers just to realize that you actually need Game Boys and their adapters instead. Later on, I bought the game to add to my collection and started playing the one-player version, and at first, I hated this game, and I still do for certain reasons. You don't get to keep any of the items or heart containers you get, there's no rupees, only Force Gems, and you have to collect them to move forward, and probably the thing I hate the most is that it's level-based. A Zelda game is not meant to be level-based. But after a while, I started to really love the art style and the puzzles were pretty awesome, and I actually had fun playing it. But all those things I mentioned all kind of ruined it at the same time. I don't know, maybe, yet again, it's better multiplayer. At number 12, I've selected Oracle of Seasons. To be honest, I didn't give these games much of a chance, because they looked like Link's Awakening clones, but boy was I wrong. First of all, these games are the first Zelda game ever where you can link them together to get one huge adventure. These games are super colorful, and the music is just fantastic. But let's talk about the games separately. I kind of prefer Ages over Seasons because I didn't really like the changing seasons aspect. It was a very creative design, but it got a little tedious from time to time.
Did you get that? It was an Oracle of Ages joke. Because it was time to time. Really? You didn't get it? Alright.
There was really one thing I liked about this game over Ages, and that's the fact that you had the magnet gloves and that it was red themed. I don't know, I thought it looked better, but it's probably because that's my favorite color. Anyways, the story and the dungeon designs were amazing, and I really enjoyed the game, but I didn't enjoy it enough to put it in the top 10. Man, this list was hard to make. At number 11, it's Oracle of Ages. Well, of course these games are going to be side by side. They both have almost the same exact aspects, except they don't at the same time. This game just seemed a little better to me, and I enjoyed it a whole lot more. Switching back and forth through time just seemed to be easier and more fun when it came to solving puzzles. Not much to say about this. It's about the same as Seasons. Next. Barely making it to the top 10, it's Link's Awakening. I freaking love this game. I'm not sure what it is exactly that I love so much about it, but it just has that certain charm to it that makes me love it so much, and I usually don't like 2D Zelda games. There are only two things that slacked a little in my opinion, and that was the dungeons and the content, but other than those two things, this game is amazing. I love the music and the story, and just so much about it. At number 9, it's Spirit Tracks. This is it, my first Zelda game. But if it's the first, why is it so low on the list, you may ask? Well, it's because this game is not the game that got me into playing Zelda games. Yes, this game is great, but I didn't even pick up another Zelda game until almost a year or two later. This game is still pretty good. It has its flaws, but it has amazing music, great controls, awesome dungeon designs, and you even get Zelda as a companion. But like Phantom Hourglass, going back to the main dungeon over and over got a little repetitive and boring. But thankfully, this one was better than the Temple of the Ocean King. The story was fairly decent in this game, but this game just wasn't good enough to make it over the rest of these games. At number 8, it's Link to the Past. Okay, some of you guys are thinking, how could you ever put this game so low on the list? Please hear me out. I freaking love this game. I think it's amazing, and I'm definitely thinking about starting another game. But there was one problem I have with this game, and that's the fact that it's just incredibly difficult. I don't know what it is about 2D Zelda games, but I have an extremely hard time playing them. When I run out of hearts super fast in the dungeon, even after I used all my potions, it would really help if the hearts would respawn, but they don't, which makes it harder. Now, I know that's nitpicky, but I just couldn't put this game over my favorite 2D Zelda game. But nevertheless, this is still a fantastic game with an amazing story and beautiful art style and a vast world to explore. What's not to love about it? Just please don't hate me for putting it so low. At number 7, it's Minish Cap. This game almost made it as my number 1 2D Zelda game, but you'll know why it isn't later. This game, in my opinion, has some of the best dungeon designs that I have ever seen, and they are just incredibly colorful and very creative. The music in this game is amazing, but to me, I didn't think that there was much to do in this game. Sure, you have the medallions, but they didn't pique my interest enough to go and collect all of them. Overall, this game is still a blast to play. At number 6, it's Link Between Worlds. Oh my gosh, this is by far my favorite 2D Zelda game. This game is just so much fun to me, and actually I just completed this game on Hero Mode, which was not an easy task. But to be honest, I really didn't give this game a lot of chances until I played it again and realized what I was missing. I played through the game again just to explore every corner, and boy am I glad I did, because I had no idea about the weapon upgrade. I also really loved the Cuckoo game as well. It's just so entertaining. Now to talk about gameplay, the painting power kind of bothered me at first when I heard about it, but when I played it, I thought it was a fantastic way to play and view your surroundings. The music is just beautiful, and the atmosphere and controls are both on point. I only have a couple of issues with this game. It's too short and way too easy. Even on Hero Mode, after getting some practice and collecting things, the game became easier and easier, and I beat Hero Mode in a week. So I wish this game was just a little longer. This was not an easy decision to make, and I love all of these games almost equally, but some aspects put them behind on the list. Yet again, please remember that this is my list and my own opinion, but I encourage you to share your own. And with that being said, for my number 5 pick, it's Skyward Sword. This game is so amazing. It has the most beautiful cinematics in a Zelda game ever, and the story in this game is fantastic. You actually care about Zelda in a romantic sense, and it makes you really want to save her. There were only a couple things I didn't like, and one of them was the motion controls, but only slightly. And at some points of the game I wish they were there, and at some points I wish they weren't. Skyward Sword has one of my favorite side quest missions ever, and amazing music, dungeons, and bosses, but the one thing I love the most about this game is Girahim. Girahim is by far my favorite villain in any of the Legend of Zelda games, and if you guys haven't gotten to experience him yet, I highly recommend you go and meet him. At number 4, it's Wind Waker. Wind Waker is an amazing game with such beautiful music and such beautiful design of artwork, and just a fun game to play. It feels amazing to sail across the ocean and to go on an adventure. The only problem that I have with this game is that it only has 5 dungeons, and it could have very easily had more. But other than that, I love this game very much, and I love the HD remastered even better. Some people would complain and say that the art style looks stupid, but I would argue the point to tell them that it works great for this game, and playing it brings such joy to me every time I set sail. At number 3, it's Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is a freaking brilliant game, and it gives me shivers every time I play, and even more so in 3D. Some might say that I complained about how Wind Waker only had 5 dungeons, and that I put Majora's Mask higher and it only has 4 dungeons, to which I would say, yep, you're right. But in my opinion, I think Majora's Mask was done a whole lot better. Wind Waker could have used another dungeon, and they almost did, but Majora's Mask held up without the extra dungeons, and it did it in a fantastic way. I believe there's a perfect amount of dungeons. The atmosphere in this game is just fantastic, and it just makes you feel like you really need to save the world, and that is just a beautiful thing about it. At first I was a little skeptical about the time limit, but I got over it because that's what the game is all about, and I love that feature about it. This game has my favorite side missions of all time, and they're just so much fun to do. I just wish that I could save everyone. At number 2, it's Ocarina of Time. But Caleb, how could you put the masterpiece at number 2? To be honest, there's only one thing that kept this from beating out number 1, and that was favoritism. This game is amazing in so many ways, and I still find out stuff about it that I didn't even know. Everything about this game is amazing, and I can play it over and over and over again, but I can do that more with my number 1. There isn't too much to say about this game that you probably don't already know, so let's go ahead and move on to number 1.
For number 1, I've selected...
Listen.
Wait a minute. Did you guys hear that? Where have you been?
Not important. Yeah, I heard Zelda over here or something?
Yeah, I was doing the top 17 for all of the Zelda games, and I got to number 1, and I'm about to announce mine and yours favorite game.
The Zelda CDI games.
No, Twilight Princess.
Oh, alright. Okay.
This game is definitely my most favorite game of all time. I love the music, the dungeons, Midna is my favorite character. I love the style, the story, and the gameplay, and just everything about this game. I've even started playing the game with only 3 hearts. I already told you that Spirit Tracks was the first Zelda game I ever played, but it wasn't the one that hooked me. That was in fact Twilight Princess. After I played Spirit Tracks, I didn't play a Zelda game for 1 or 2 years, and I was at a friend's house one day, and they had a bunch of Nintendo games that I was going through, and I noticed Twilight Princess. I remembered hearing that it was open world and that it was really fun, so I asked if I could borrow it, and the moment I started playing, I was hooked. I started looking up Zelda stuff to understand everything, and I started playing more games and collecting stuff and learning more and more until I became the fan I am today. This series is very special to me, and I always come back and play this game to revisit the world that started it all for me.
I hope everybody enjoyed this top 17 video, and we definitely hope to see you in the next. Be sure to check out some of our other videos, and don't forget to subscribe.
Also, you want to see some more Zelda? Come check us out while we play Twilight Princess.
Also, I did a Wind Waker series a long time ago, and I'm sure I'll be picking that back up real soon.
Is that it?
I think... Oh, no, you want to record Twilight Princess now?
No, man. I gotta go. I'm going home for the weekend.
Oh. Both of you go ahead and looking at the broom.
Oh.
Yeah, now you're focusing on, well, the broom, but me, so.
Beautiful looking broom.
Yes. Okay, so still looking at the TV, and
3, 2, 1.
Is that what it's supposed to
Yeah.
Oh.
be? You didn't mention that.
Sorry.
So you didn't clarify.
My bad. Alright, here we go. And Kyle. Alright. Oh, hey, have you guys seen Amos?
He's around here somewhere.
Yeah, he's here somewhere.
He'll show his rugged head
Recording?
somewhere.
Yes.
Ah.
Okay. Is that good? What do we do? You zoomed in the whole time.
No.
It's a nice smile you got.
Alright. Just lock the door.
That was nigga. You heard, alright.
Oh, you're hilarious.
Action! 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 Yeah, there he is.
Have you guys seen Amos? Okay.
Oh, he's slowly zooming into
Really?
your face. I love
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what am I gonna do? I know! Hang up. Stop it. Stop it.
You come here often.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Go back. Now what am I
I
gonna
didn't say action.
I got it, Kyle. Action. Action.
Now what am I gonna do? I know!
Kyle didn't say action.
Shut up. This is not Kyle Says.
Action.
It is.
Now!
Okay, Kyle says.
Kyle says action.
Now what am I gonna do? I know!
Cut.
You're not Kyle, you're not supposed to say that.
Shut up!
Kyle did not say cut.
You did too!
No, I said cut.
Oh
Not Kyle said cut. You broke character, sir.
This is Simon Says, but with Kyle.
Did it look good?
Kyle says start stripping.
Looks very good.
Now.
Thank you. Really? You didn't get it? Alright.
I can say time to time. Yeah.
Cut! Thank you. Alright, quiet on set, and I hope everybody enjoyed this top 17 video.
Action.
Oh my gosh.
You pile of butts. Want some stutter? Come channel my channel.
Action.
Sorry, I was like, I gotta say words. Forgot what those words were.
Suri.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, is there anything else?
Oh yeah, do you want to record Twilight Princess?
No, I'm going over the weekend. Leaves room. Half circle, half circle. We're apparently huge Zelda nerds.
No, you guys are good.
No man, I gotta go. I'm going home for the weekend.
Oh. You come back now!
What I'm saying. This thing maintains heat so well that it'll still burn my mouth.
So were you like constantly recording the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we gotta fast forward.